All right, ladies. So, your ninth question is: how do I handle attraction to others when I'm in a committed relationship? And this is twofold. So, personal experience, I'm attracted to the male species. I see men all the time, and I'm always looking at their traits and characteristics and how different they are. Um, how they hold their body weight, how they dress themselves, how they hold themselves when they're in conversation with others. And it's because I'm attracted to the male species. Is it that every man that I see, I'm like, oh, wow, he's so nice looking? No, but I pay attention to men. Um, are they one to tuck their shirt in and, wear slacks and a nice shirt all the time? Are they button down shirts? Are they more polo, golf looking shirts? Or are they mostly, shirts untucked and shorts type of guy? Um, how do they hold themselves? How do they carry themselves? Um, and also, what type of style do they have outside of their clothing? And when I say this, it is not it's not always meant for superficiality, but it gives you an idea of who he is. So the guy who drives, I don't even know if this exists, but I'm just thinking like a huge Ford truck, like an F-350 or some, ridiculously huge truck. We have those in Texas. And it's, decked out with, he keeps it washed all the time. The paint is shiny, it's got rims on it or whatever. Like he's really into his truck versus something that I saw recently that I didn't even know existed was a smaller truck. So it was lower to the ground. It was a smaller body and cab for the truck. And then it had that extension on, not extension, what do you call it? The cover over the bed in the back. And I was like, oh my gosh, not only have I not seen that since probably 1989, I didn't even know that people still drove those types of trucks. So that person has a different style than, the guy in the big F-350 who's got the huge truck and, it's decked out and all this stuff. And then you have the man who prefers to drive, a sports car versus the man who prefers to drive the Range Rover or, the man who prefers to drive economical cars that are more Chevrolet, Toyota type vehicles versus the man who will only drive luxury. Um, that speaks to who they are and how they carry themselves. And they're going to attract different types of women. Are you the woman that they're going to attract? Um, does that does that tickle your fancy, the way that they carry themselves? And when you're in a relationship, 'cause sometimes we don't always make the best choices. So if you're in a relationship with someone and they have checked all the boxes, okay, that's great, that's wonderful. But sometimes you don't make the best choices and you're with someone in a relationship and you're just like, he checked all 15 of these boxes and it's just these 5 over here he didn't check. And at some point you find that your eye is wandering because maybe you married the Volkswagen guy and you were really attracted to and used to only date the Range Rover guy. Um, how do you handle that? Look and don't touch, flirt, but still stay true to your marriage or your relationship? Do you take it a step further and get into that man's world that drives the Range Rover because that was your world and you miss it? And You want to be back in it? Or do you say that is so superficial? All the things that come with that man are not the most important things that I need in my life. So, again, going back to question number 8, your reflection, when you reflect on these things, how do you handle that attraction? I say know who you are, be true to who you are, and only entertain what's going to make you 100,000% full and happy. Period. That could be 15 out of 20. That could be only 20 out of 20 things that you know you need to make you happy. But make sure that you are happy and fulfilled so that your eye doesn't have to wonder. Now, you may still notice the male species because how could we not? They're everywhere, just like women are everywhere, children are everywhere, animals are everywhere. Like you're going to be around them, but also recognizing that what you do and what you put out is what will be mirrored back to you. So, for your partner, you want them to be 100,000% happy in the relationship with you, in their God alignment, and not have to feel like they need to be attracted to something else in order to feel like they're in the right space and place in life as they go through this relationship journey with you. So that's my take on it, my opinion, because this really is a reflection on how sexually secure you are and how mature in your trust and how confidently you trust um, in your personal and your business relationships. Um, so if you're a woman that likes to sleep around, then being in a monogamous one man, one woman type of relationship might not be for you. So knowing really how you handle attraction is important because that's going to be mirrored back to you from your partner, be mirrored back to you in what you see in life. So, on the flip side, if your partner makes you feel inadequate in any way and you feel like they may be disloyal to you or disloyal to your relationship, then you might be drawn to attraction to others, um, which is a challenging road to be on. And, if you all want to expound on that, then make comments in the community so that we can kind of dive into that deeper as to how you can get clarity and healing from that. So, but all of this matters because attraction is normal. Like I said, you're going to notice the other species, but how you deal with it determines your emotional discipline and intelligence. All right, ladies, I'll see you in the next one.